What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ask a Builder, the #1 construction show on the internet. You're in the right place, so don't touch that dial. Yeah, so Heath, we were looking at our YouTube analytics, and we noticed that our audience is 85% male, so they brought me back to, pump up our numbers with the female audience.
I don't know about that one, but okay.
This is our 10th episode, spectacular. So we are revisiting the wings of death because we're already creatively bankrupt.
I don't get what happened today because all of a sudden Dan showed up in a suit and he didn't tell me. So I feel like that's one
Well,
thing.
it's kind of like a flex. You're like the owner of the company, so you can just show up dressed like But like some of us need to make an effort.
Okay.
When you look this
enough.
damn good in a suit, you don't really. It opens a lot of doors, though. I don't need to own a whole company.
Fair enough. And then
this
also,
got me hired.
This is true. Actually, when I interviewed you, you did wear your suit. That's not the only reason I hired you, but it did make an impression.
And Heath, you might have noticed we got a hot new set. And all it took was a second mortgage on your house.
Yep. So we built a new set here.
We've come a long way. So this episode 10, it's going to be all about, it's going to be a celebratory episode. This interview is going to be all about your career and your legacy and how far we've come from episode 1.
I have no idea what the questions are, so I'm a little nervous, but we'll see where it goes.
And you know what? Stick around to the end of the video because we might just have a couple tricks up our sleeves.
Whoa.
Theme song. All right, welcome back to the show. As you know from the first time we did this, we're eating increasingly spicy wings. Eat left to right, make sure. Do not start on this end.
Okay.
That'll be a bad day for you.
What's this sauce called?
Hot Tropic.
Oh, yeah.
It's got
Shaq's Hot Tropic.
a little tropical panache to it.
Tropic panache?
I'm using my Food Network vocabulary.
Never heard the word panache in my life.
Try reading a book.
Ouch. What's panache mean?
First question.
Got a little nervous there.
What first sparked the idea of restarting Cillessen Construction? And when did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur rather than work for someone else?
So I worked for my stepdad doing auto buy. My real dad passed away. My real dad was the owner of CCC back in the day. It was a big construction company, multiple states. But while I enjoyed working on cars, I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do long term. So when I was 16, started working for a local builder, started learning a lot from him. He was really influential on different construction methods and means to getting things completed. And then worked for some other general contractors. When I was around 18, 19, I started my first company. It was called Mammoth Construction, but it was just kind of testing the waters. It really was a company I used to work as a subcontractor for other builders. But when I was 22 is when I decided to reopen CCC. It's also when I decided to get my general contractor license. I kind of knew I just didn't want to work for anyone else. I wanted to work for have my own company and really build something. That's what a lot of my family members did. That's what my dad did. And I found construction was a way I could get to know the career that my dad chose, even though I didn't get to learn from him. So that was intriguing to me.
It's kind of a badass origin story. It kind of parallels like the classic hero's journey with like Hercules or Superman, where you're like embodying your dad's legacy when you didn't know him.
The son becomes the father, and the father the son.
I'm not going to be mad that you compared me to that. That's the first time anyone's ever done that. But
yeah, I'm a film student, so I have to relate everything to pop culture. It's a very narrow context to understand the world.
But as I started getting into it, I learned more and more about running a business, building a business, working with people. And that took time to learn those lessons. But really, it was also a lot of my family getting behind me. My older sister suggested, hey, why not now? Let's get, I'll help you get it started. So she helped out a lot. My mother did back around that time too. So these people that were really behind me and rooting for me to start my own company really helped me do it too.
Yeah, it really is a family affair here. And like everyone either, is related to you that works here or was like in your wedding.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
Some more panache.
Was there a specific turning point or project early on where you realized this is going to work? I got a career here.
It wasn't really ever about a specific project. I was always excited when we'd land new projects. Like, all right, I got a small little kitchen remodel, then I got a whole home remodel. And then we got our first addition and rebuild. So as I stepped up to different projects, that's when it got more and more exciting. But it was more so just really grinding away and knowing, all right, this is what I'm doing. Let's keep moving the whole company forward to get to the point where we are now.
Did you have any signs like as a kid that you had like a propensity towards this line of work? Like were you like a Lego guy or did you build radios?
So Ashley tells me that we looked at some photos from when I would draw in elementary school, and the people I drew were awful. Like not proportioned, really bad drawings, but all my buildings that I drew as a kid were very square and very nice looking overall. So that's one thing that someone told me, but also just I learned from my grandpa, my uncle, a lot about construction and carpentry as I was growing up too. Okay, that's a little spicier than the first two. You sweating over there?
I sweat entirely like from the nose. Mm-hmm. What was the hardest season you faced as a business owner, and how did you personally get through it?
When I was growing first, I feel like any company, especially construction companies, contractors, go through this. You're just trying to learn how to first get the work and then complete the work. And I think when you're learning that process, sometimes you make mistakes when you're brand new at it. Sometimes you get clients who you don't work well with, different things like that. But navigating COVID was hard too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about actually specifically.
We didn't really know, can we keep working? What assistance do we get? And it ended up that we were able to keep working a lot. And then I always tell people the year of 2020 was one of our busiest years, but we only worked 9 or 10 months. So we had a few months off, but it was crazy busy because everyone needed work done on their house. Worked out great for us as a company, but the early portions of it, learning to kind of work with all the people that were working for me and just kind of lead them through it, that was tough.
And you had just had a kid, right?
I did, yeah.
Was the kid like after COVID had started? Or?
It was March of 2020. So
okay.
Not only having a brand new baby, it was our first baby, also trying to figure out how I had all these people working for me, keeping them rolling to where everyone could just continue on was a task, but we got through it. You know?
It's impressive your hairline is as strong as it
is.
Still manageable.
Yeah.
So Heath, anyone that knows you knows you are a betting man, which fits in with, being an entrepreneur, a risk taker. How do you balance the risk-taking mindset of an entrepreneur with the responsibility of running a business that has employees and clients that are depending on you?
Well, I don't know that people refer to me as a betting man, but I like a little competition, I'll say that. So as far as running a business and taking risks, to me, everything in business is really a big math problem. Math's one of my favorite subjects. Same with carpentry. A lot of carpentry is math, problems overall. But to me, it's about planning, making sure you plan out budgets for the company, how much the company needs to make in order to meet those budgets, and really not taking too many risks. You have to take a certain amount of risks as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, but you also have to realize all these people are working for you and depending on you for their livelihood.
Is there one decision that stands out as particularly risky that paid off? Or?
Buying our shop and our warehouse, that was at the time very nerve-wracking. Hey, Can we do this? Can we afford this? But then it really helped us have more capabilities down the road, buying different pieces of equipment overall, bringing on a full-time multimedia content producer.
That's a luxury hire right there. So now you're at cruising altitude.
So, there's different steps along the ways, and it's just been, as an owner, you always have to make decisions every week, every month, year over year, and a lot of them are bigger decisions that impact, the company, but you just have to always just continue to keep the momentum moving forward.
Yeah, I've seen photos or videos of the warehouse from like a couple years ago when it was like completely bare compared to where it is now. So you almost had to make that jump before you were ready, and just by moving into a bigger space, you naturally expanded to fit it. So you kind of rose to the occasion there.
Yeah. With business, you definitely want to have it's just like a project. You want to have a long-term outlook. What's the next thing here? It's not just about this month, it's about the rest of this year, next year, the third year overall. Did you put sauce on mine or not? I'm not sweating near as much as you.
Maybe the boneless absorbs it more. How has running your own company shaped you? Not just as a professional, but as a person.
Ooh, these are intense. I think as a business owner, there's oftentimes opportunities to make more money, but it means doing the wrong thing. And so, sometimes that's as simple as like, hey, we charge for this, but the client, we didn't complete this work, so we need to give this money back to them. That's where sometimes some business owners that I've seen fail sometimes when they're asked to do the right thing, they take the money. And so that shaped me, I think, just over and over, having to like look at a situation and be like, okay, let's just take the right step forward here. Whether that means a loss to the company or whatever that may mean overall, we want to honor our commitments and make sure we're doing the right thing.
A follow-up that, this might be better suited to your therapist, but who is Heath Cillessen without Cillessen Construction?
I don't know. I think right now it's about being a dad. That's pretty exciting. I feel like being able to hang out with our boys and do stuff with them as a family. I also really like to golf, so that's kind of what I'd say I am without the CCC. Being that, this is getting a little too personal, but being that my dad died when I was so young, being able to be there and spend time with my boys when they're at this age, when I didn't have a dad, it's huge for me. So while at CCC we work hard, we work a full week, I always tell people we're not going to be the company that's going to work on Saturdays and Sundays because we want to be with our families on the weekends.
It's like the reason I think we're doing this again is because once you've peeked over the edge, the rest of life just seems like black and white in comparison. Like this is the only way I can feel alive.
Just eating hot wings, sweating.
I've never gotten close to the high I got from the bomb last time. So, if you compare your vision for Cillessen Construction when you started versus today, what's the biggest thing that's changed? Did you ever see it getting this big, or was it almost like going to be like a DBA for you? No,
I knew it would get bigger. I knew I didn't want to get my dad's company was really big in the 80s. I mean, like I said, he was multiple states, large projects. I knew I never wanted to get that big. I knew I wanted to get to a point where we were running multiple residential construction projects. I really like residential construction. I think it's getting close to where I thought it'd be.
Oh wow, okay. So you were ambitious, yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't an accident.
No, we gotta keep going. All right.
When you think about your legacy, what do you hope people will say about you and the company you've built? Or do you think about your legacy?
I don't think about it.
Next question.
I hope that people think about all the really cool stuff we've been able to build. But I also hope that it can be more than just about the stuff we build. I hope it can be the impact on the people. The people that work for us, the people who have grown in their skills. I even think of a couple guys that no longer work for us. They moved to the East Coast. They learned so many skills here at a young age, from 19 to 21, 22, and then they're able to go work at another company and bring those skills there. That's really what I hope, is that it's not just about what we build, it's also about the people learning more skills and growing.
You remember this guy?
This was rough last time. I'm sorry, that's really bad.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm going for it.
You doing the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm there with you.
No.
When I was saucing the wings, the entire office was sneezing just from being in proximity to it. What personal sacrifices did you have to make to build the company to where it is today? And have you ever considered walking away?
Yeah, multiple times I've thought about closing it down. I think anyone that's going through building a business has times that are tough, times that are easy. I think I sacrificed time in general. I used to work like 50, 60, sometimes even 70-hour weeks. That really hurt overall.
I'm proud neither of us have gone for the milk yet.
Yeah, I'm going. I can't do it.
It was there.
I can't do it.
All right, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's warm milk. Oh man, I don't cry. My eyes are just involuntarily watering.
I'm crying.
Well, the record button went off. You have to do it again.
Oh yeah.
Whoever commented last time and said their son eats the last dab, I challenge you to bring your son here. I want to see him eat one of these wings. Okay.
If resources and time weren't a limitation, what's the dream project or expansion you'd love to take on here?
I'd like to get to the point where we're building larger spec homes, like really custom homes. that we're building in-house and then selling to people. It takes money to do that.
Oh, remember we have to put a little extra dab on this one. I won't do you dirty this time. I'm gonna wipe some of that off.
There.
Okay, cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Okay. Everything we put on the internet stays there forever, including this video. So, I was thinking 30 years from now, you and I are both probably gonna be dead. So I would say, just look right into that camera. Your kid's 5 right now. 30 years, he's gonna be your age, 35. He's gonna be like, what was my dad up to at my age? So leave a message to your kids. Jameson and what's the other one?
Everett.
Everett.
Yeah.
And just speak from the heart.
Oh, man. Why are you doing this while I'm already crying? I'll tell you what my grandpa told me. Make sure you enjoy what you're doing for work, because all the time when you're working, you're going to have times that aren't very fun. But if you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to be able to make it through it. Make sure you always do the right thing, even when it's hard to do the right thing. And have fun and take care of your family. Don't let work be your life. Let your life be the most important thing. Let work just support it.
I gotta say that wing brought the heat. Brought the fire, you might say. Beautifully said. And Jameson and Everett, if you're wondering why Nobel Peace Prize winner Dan Gordon is interviewing your dad, that doesn't happen for another 10 years. Now, Heath, I would be remiss if I did not mention that we are losing one of our OG crew members, Lacey Simmons. This is her last time filming for us. She's moving on to greener pastures.
She's flying the skies.
She's flying the coop. And, oh my God, I just rubbed my nose.
Don't cry, Dan.
Yeah, we just wanted to acknowledge that and say thank you, Lacey. Lacey is, she's always the first person to offer a hand if I need to carry camera gear or open a door or something. And when you're starting a YouTube channel, that's an audacious thing, because you're asking for people to give a damn. And they're not going to unless the crew does. And if you look at the credits for these episodes, it's a very small crew. So we are going to miss you, Lacey. And, so for my final trick of the evening, this is dedicated to Lacey.
Here we go.
So, ordinary empty cup.
All right.
We plant a seed, and then abracadabra, stir it around, and voila. A bouquet as you exit stage left. Thanks, Lacey. And now, there's just one thing left to do. Everyone, please hold. Keep it rolling. Heath, come back on set and come fill the dead air while I'm gone.
Oh, look at this. A full-on cake. To episode 10?
To episode 10.
All right.
May all your wishes come true. Because you know what they say about the boy who got everything he ever wanted?
What's that?
He lived happily ever after. And by the way, $1,000 to anyone who can tell me how I did that trick. Leave it in the comments below.
It's magic.
It comes out of the wand.
Ashley?
When I wanted to go to
You owe Ashley $1,000.
shoes on tape.
That'd be a killjoy.